this Saturday? Is your calendar completely wide open? So no pickups, no one else's schedule on your calendar, and it's a little bit scary because you're wondering, what do I do with my time? You have to know just because your children packed their boxes and moved out doesn't mean that your life is over. It's just that you just set down yourself slowly, carpool by carpool, which means that it's time for you to start picking yourself back up. It's the exact same way that I did it and the way that I work with all my clients, helping them discover who they are after children leave the house. So if you spent the last 2 decades running on everybody else's timelines and making everybody else's dreams come true, and you refuse to spend the next 20 years figuring out what happened to me, and you're ready to say, what's now? Then you have to know this video is for you. Today, I want to talk to you about the hard truth that completely shifted me and the people I coach. You could actually feel joy even when your house is a little bit quieter. We're going to talk about how you misplaced yourself along the way. We're going to lean into some curiosity and learn how curiosity can build a bridge. And then finally, how you can say one tiny yes that's going to change your trajectory for your whole life. By the end of this video today, we're going to know exactly what is your next move. My name is Christine Kutnick, and I'm a PC certified coach. I work with individuals who are tired living a life based on other people's values and ready to live a life based on their dreams. And here's the thing that happened to me. When my first child went away from college, I poured all my energy into my second child. I chaired her regattas. I went to homecoming activities and organized events for her. I took her to her favorite restaurants all the time. I really spoiled her. So when she left for college, and she went to another state, no less, I looked at my husband and I was scared to death because all of a sudden there was no one else for me to pour into but for him. There was nobody else for me to organize my life around except for him. There was really no other mission besides the two of us. And I can remember thinking, I didn't want to be that person that my husband was the only thing I had going on in my life. And I bet you're afraid of becoming that person right now. So let me tell you what I discovered. First thing you need to know, and something I think is so important, is you have to know that joy is not gone just because your children have left your house. It isn't something that has vanished. Rather, that it's something that you just quietly set down into a packed schedule. And the good news is that you get to pick it back up. For nearly a quarter of a century, you have structured your entire existence on other people's lives and needs and dreams. And it wasn't by mistake at all. It was done purely for love. And most people, especially women, feel terror in that space instead of feeling freedom. And so if this is you, you have to know you are not broken by any means. You're just standing at a threshold of asking a much better question. You're moving away from who was I to who do I want to be right this second? And you have to know you did not lose yourself overnight. You quietly set yourself down gradually into a place that you just have an empty shelf right now. And it's time to fill up your shelf. I have coached a woman that I want to share her story with you. I'm going to call her Sarah to protect her identity. And Sarah came to me when she realized that she was on her iPhone a lot. She wasn't scrolling Instagram or filling her time up with Facebook by any means. She was on the Find My app. She was looking to see where her children were at least 20 times a day. And it's not because that she was worried about what they were doing, but rather she was tracking them because it was the only way that she felt tethered to what she had and the purpose that she knew. So when her youngest person finally moved out of their house, she stared at her Tuesday afternoon and realized she had no idea how to feel that late afternoon when she would normally have been at a game with them. She didn't know what her interests were. They were all gone. All her dreams, they felt like relics from other people's biographies at this point. And the painful part of this, it wasn't that she had just lost herself. It's that somewhere along the way, she stopped believing that she was even worth it. She was worth her dreams and she was worth her interests. Instead of panicking, we talked about leaning into some curiosity. Anytime she talked about a hobby, she's like, I can't do that because I'll fail at it. I won't be good at it. So instead of thinking about what if I fail, she started to think about, let's just see what happens. She didn't dream of waking up and wanting to play mahjong every day. But a friend just happened to ask her if she wanted to join her Mahjong group. She didn't know anything about Mahjong. And so she almost said no and almost backed out of it because she was scared. What if they make fun of me because I don't pick it up as fast as I should be picking it up? She wondered, was she going to be terrible at it? But she ended up showing up, getting picked up by her friend, and going with her friend to the Mahjong game. And in that small room, she started to focus on the small, beautiful tiles rather than thinking about the strategy of her family logistics. And there's something that flickered for her when she started to realize that, hey, I'm allowed to want to do stuff for me. See, curiosity turns out to be that bridge that's going to move you out of the fog. You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need enough curiosity to say yes to that small little thing, that small, slightly scary thing that's going to make you feel alive. The next phase of your life doesn't require you to have everything figured out. It just requires you to say yes to one thing that's going to make you feel alive. So after Mahjong came tennis for Sarah. She knew she was always athletic and she'd go hiking with her kids, but she was always on the sideline watching their games. So when a friend asked her if she was interested in taking a tennis lesson with her, she said yes. And that opened her door to tennis tournaments, a tennis league, etc. And she was feeling strong. Her body was looking good, and she was feeling a lot more alive. But then she started to think about what are the things that she thought of when she was in college. And one of the things that she always wanted to do when she was in college was go to Central America. So she talked to her husband and said, hey, would you be interested in taking a trip with me? And he said, yeah, I'd love to be able to travel with you. So they packed their bags and they did a 2-week trip in Central America where she fell in love with the culture. And then when her kids came home, they loved learning about the things that she was doing. One of her kids had also signed up for a tennis class, and so they were starting to hit balls when they would come home for holiday breaks. And all these things were just lighting up her life and opening her eyes to new possibilities. See, she wasn't just finding herself, she was building her new self, piece by piece and activity by activity, and adventure by adventure. So here's the thing I want you to hear. Sarah didn't quit her job or move across the country in any dramatic way. She just started saying yes to small things that made her feel curious, made her feel alive, made her feel like herself. And that worked. That's the reinvention. You don't need to know a 5-year plan. You just need to know what's going to bring you joy this Saturday. You need to be willing to give things a try. You just need to remember that you're worth the effort of rebuilding. I see women come to coaching thinking that they need a big answer to a question that they have to know. They need permission to do something just for themselves, and they need permission to try stuff and fail and try again without having any meeting or any judgment. That's the way that you start to feel alive and awake and finally asking yourself, what is it that you want? That's reinvention. And that's what empty nesting can actually be. So now that you understand the 3 pieces, the how did I get here, the how, the why curiosity can bridge, the why curiosity matters, and the why one small little yes can change everything. Here's the thing I want you to do. If this resonated with you, please do me a favor. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel so that someone else who's standing in front of a blank calendar, feeling terrified and feeling lost, can also find it and they can know that they're not alone. The women in your life need to hear this. The ones who have been focused on everything and everybody and now are wondering what's now, they need to know this message. I'm Christine Kutnick, and I'm a certified coach who knows that you deserve joy. I work with people who are done living lives based on everybody else's values and are ready to steer their ship based on what their values and their dreams are. So you may be wondering, can coaching help you figure out who you are after all these years? Absolutely, but maybe not in the way that you think. Neither me or any other certified coach is going to give you a blueprint of the hobbies that you should try or who you should become. A coach's job is here to help you fiercely become curious again and help you string together small yeses in a way that reminds you that you are worth investing your own time in. I can't do the heavy lifting for you, but I can provide you the space, the permission, and a safe corner to help you figure out who is it that you want to become. So if you're ready to take the step from going from who was I to who am I going to become in my next chapter, you can learn about me on the Coach Link Up website, and that link is below in our description. Or you can find other amazing certified coaches in the same directory at coachlinkup.com. Thanks so much for watching this, and I hope you remember you can feel joy even when your house is a little emptier. Make it a joyful day or not. Just remember that choice is yours.